It's been a wild week for a wild card weekend. We had some losers, we had some quitters, and we also had some what would we call that? History making. I'm sitting here with the Cowboys. What would we call that?
It depends on what you're calling that. If you're talking about the last game,
I'm talking about that.
uh, no, it's not really history. Well, I guess playoffs, yeah, history making.
I never really had anybody throw the white talent. Now, explain to me what quarter it was, what the
Oh
score
man,
was, and what was happening.
oh man. So it got ugly. It was 28-zip. Uh, 28 for the Lions, and the Saints was struggling, man. And this was like the second half,
Oh, it was the second half.
second quarter. Excuse me, second quarter.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
I
like
see.
mid second quarter. I mean, there was another interception.
Uh-huh.
Lions ran back for a TD, so it was 35-zip. Then next thing we know, we on the quit screen.
Actually, I have a little recap, a cap of it, um, that I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna play
when
it.
I was in, when I was because I was just sending the scores in the chat so everybody know what was going on.
Uh-huh.
Seemed like every other minute I was sending a score update for the Lions, and I guess got out of hand, got out of control, and Li- uh,
Well, I'm gonna play this recap, this little skit here, or whatever you want to call it, rage, whatever. But this is how it went down.
Now a play fake
Play
here on
fake
first
here.
down.
We got the
This
interception.
pass is intercepted for the fourth time today.
So that's the fourth interception. And now this is a Giants
It's
user that
offside.
has
That's
never
the
quit a
20.
game,
And
been
he will bring
competitive,
it back. An interception return
and
for the
now he
Lions.
puts me in a difficult situation, and he does this in game.
Now
Very,
a play
very
fake
sad.
here on first down.
So I
This
spoke to
pass is
Julio,
intercepted for the fourth
who
time
actually has
today.
no team right now. No, he has a team. But anyway, I spoke to
And he
him,
goes left side.
and
Past the 20.
he
And he will
he
bring it
has a
back. An
different version of it,
interception
but the
return for
same
the
concept.
Lions.
You're done.
when you say a different version, I'm interested to hear his version.
It lists all different types of versions. It's even me. I like it. I like the young man. I can think of every
Hey,
excuse. I can think of every excuse in the book to keep him. But there's one thing I can't do. I can't keep him because it was a playoff game. It was his first big time infraction in the league. Uh, I can't make any excuse. It's so bad. Upper Room Entertainment, Reggie don't even want the case.
I mean, it's a open, closed, shut case, man.
I know.
Even
I try.
even when he came into the chat and explained what happened, he just said, "Hey, I couldn't get nothing off, and I quit. My bad." And it's like we don't quit games, regardless of what the score is, or if you don't have nothing going in your favor, that causes issues in the league, man.
I am. I'm def. I'm. I still. I'm actually lost for words. Still. Um.
And also, let me say, it wasn't nothing personal. He was in my division, and we were riding all the way through the end, up until the playoffs. He was what, 12-5, 12-4, something like that. 13-4, something like that.
Yeah. I mean. I like I said. I try to look at it as okay, and I'm going to clear this up. I'm going to say it the way it sounds. Here, you're going to hear it the way it sounds, but it's not how it is. I didn't want the reason why he wasn't in the league due to he's in your league, in your
In my
division,
division.
in your division.
No,
And it was like, oh,
trust
they
me.
do want him out. And I'm like thinking to myself,
It's nothing
It's
about the
nothing about
competitiveness.
that. It's just
It's
about you
nothing.
quit in the
But you gotta
playoffs.
think of, you gotta think about the integrity of the actual just the league, and if you want to throw the division in there, I mean, you got three, me, Kareem, and Musa, who are vets, and we've been in battles and we've lost battles, but we still compete.
Right.
And it's all about integrity. And then once that happens, now you got other coaches throwing shots to the NFC East, talking about is that how y'all rock? And he was the division leader.
Right. So
By well, actually, it was tied, but I'll give him the nod.
I think it's the
'Cause we were
Chargers.
both
Is this the
we were
Chargers
both
in
12
the
and
chat?
5.
Okay, I don't know who Shake Life twice. I don't know who that is. So just tell me your name. So I looked at every aspect to keep this young man because everybody makes mistakes, and we're all about hey, you make a mistake, come back. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this is worse than King Doodoo because it wasn't playoffs for King Doodoo. It was the regular season. I think had this been the regular season, it would have been a different view. We could have
Yeah,
suspended the players. You,
exactly.
my thing was I was gonna suspend Daniel Jones and his running back for 6 weeks, and it's not Saquon Barkley. This is the thing: you got a team that you made trades to,
Mm.
and now there's no Saquon Barkley. So now we got to
No,
bring.
but it's still a legit team
I
now.
mean, it's
Don't get
still
me.
a legit team, boy. I'm saying like for a Giants fan coming in, oh, where's Saquon? He's gone.
Yeah.
So you changed this team for yourself to blow people up during the season. And I tell you right now, all he had to do if he was gonna the most he could have did was let this guy overscore 45 points because you can't beat nobody by 45 points. Like I set Kareem up, I let him score to 77. But you know what? I finished the game.
Ain't no way I would have let him score 77. I don't care about that.
And I finished the game. I wanted him to score as many as he got. It cost him $100, and he paid it. But it cost him $100 to get the lift the suspension for how many players? Was it 3, 4, 3 players?
Well, yeah.
And the only one he really brought back was his quarterback. So now the Giants is gone. I don't know what to do with the team right now. We have an opening for the Giants. So if any free agent is interested, now's the time. After that, then I'm gonna pick who I want and just contact it. And then we have who's Joe. So
That game, oh my goodness. The
who
average
is
Joe.
Joe? Now I'm gonna pull that game up, but in the meanwhile, I want to talk about who's Joe.
Yeah. I mean,
All week long, I seen some fake shift flyers. What else? What do you call it? A makeshift or something like that? What do you call that?
yeah, he was hyping himself up, man.
Too much. Now I got.
Nah, I don't even think it was too much, man. It's just, he was getting his mind right for the game.
So
And that first quarter,
I have it. I'm getting ready to play it right now. So we have the first quarter. I'm gonna go right into it. And this first quarter is crazy because his first drive. Let me get rid of this here.
he had his scripted first drive perfect.
He did. All right, so we have. I'm going right to the first drive. So this is his first drive. He. I'm telling you right now. I was looking at the score. I was in Philadelphia, and when I saw the score, I was like, "What?" It was 19-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Fasico. He's laughing, but this is the first drive. I think when he said that the pressure is not on him, it's on the Browns. I think he was incorrect.
Nah, he was right, in my opinion.
You think
The
so? I
pressure
don't
is
think
on the
so.
yeah.
When you have
No,
19,
no,
when you have a 19-point lead, the pressure's on you.
no. What I'm saying is, before the game started, I'm talking about the week prior. Uh, every polling, I'm not gonna say every. I'm gonna say about 85% of the league had the Browns winning because of the record of the Jags. Jags is what, 9-8.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to say he barely made it, but it was up until the last week of the regular season when he was actually certified in to play in the wild card, right?
All right.
All
Now,
the chips were stacked up against him, so he was really just happy to get to the playoffs, to be honest.
well,
To
here,
punch his ticket. So
well,
he
here,
was playing carefree. He had nothing to lose, so all he had to do was just go in there and play his game.
and then I see another interception. He got the
Back to
ball,
back.
and I'm like, what?
Are you talking about when the Browns got back-to-back
Griffin?
interceptions?
Yeah, he got another interception.
Yep.
Came down and lit it up again.
Yep.
Then
he got it in his head.
Then he got the safety.
Well.
Like he was just lighting them up.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to stay on this too long, but in a nutshell, let's see. It was 17-0. I'm looking at 17-0 here. And he came out the end zone, downed it. I don't even know why he did that.
I think he wanted. He must have got distracted and hit the circle button, and didn't realize he was already out of the end zone.
Reggie's asking, did Joe win? Joe who? Joe who? Which Joe you talking about? It's not the Joe that I thought.
Joe should have won.
Now it's 19-0. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit.
19-0. I'm gonna tell you what happens after that.
Obviously he scored. I saw that right there.
Well,
After just scoring. After just scoring.
You got a pick six. So it was 19-7. And then after that, he got another pick, and then drove down, scored, made it 19-14 before the half. That's all no one really needed at that point to get to less than a one-score game. And at that point, now the pressure's on Joe.
And then he scores.
Yep.
And then, right now, I think he goes for 2 here. No, he doesn't go for 2 here. It was another one. So he takes
you talking about Noah?
Yeah, he took his extra point. And he was running good. He's running good. Like, why did you stop?
That's what me and Fasico was telling Joe. He was like, "Hey man, you was running good. He could not stop your inside run, and you was giving it to him, and he was reeling back. He was getting 5, 6 a pop."
I'm surprised. I am definitely surprised that he didn't have Fasico in his ear while they were playing. And you know you could do that.
Yeah, you could do that, but I don't think Joe. I think Joe.
I think that would have helped him. I think that would have helped him.
I think Joe needs to limit distractions when he's playing.
So you think he was looking at the score and wasn't looking at, what he was doing?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we got 14-22, Browns with the ball. This here was nuts. Oh, okay. That could have been a touchdown there, actually. You seen that? That could have been a touchdown. Had he stayed in, that would have been a touchdown right there. All right, so anyway, to get into this is where it just falls apart.
Yeah. Noah scores a touchdown, goes for 2, misses the 2-point conversion. Joe's still up 22-20.
I think the Chargers got a chance to beat the Ravens today.
Hey,
I
we'll
think
give it
so.
Sunday.
I think so. Now,
I mean, they play tough. They play tough regardless.
if he's saying any given Sunday, to me, he's lacking like, okay, I don't have a chance, but anything can happen. But I feel like he has a chance. Look at this. That should have been picked. I don't know why he didn't get under that.
Oh yeah, there was like three balls that the Jags threw where the Browns was in position and their player just dropped the ball like 3 times in a row. I was like, oh wow, that's crazy.
Right.
Okay, good. Nah, I was like,
So it's 22-14. Browns is inside the 30-yard line. Now, Joe's all jokes aside, Joe was that I would still give him, I won't say coach of the year, but I would definitely give him rookie coach of the year.
yeah, he had a good season.
Even though he's not a rookie, this is his first time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take anything from him. He had a good first year.
Actually, this is his first year.
Yeah.
Like all around, yeah. So I would definitely give him rookie coach of the year. It's up. He didn't know how to close the game out.
He didn't know how to manage the game.
Manage, yeah, you can say that too. Okay, so we have something here. The Trojan one. Joe definitely beat himself and couldn't handle the pressure, in my opinion. This is like the first year, yes. And that's exactly what happened. He was thinking about the person. He wasn't thinking about the game. That's where people get caught up. If the Chargers go in thinking about the game and not Fasico himself, Fasico, I still have a bad taste in my mouth how somebody can come down. He's already winning by a lot of points. He's inside the 10, and it's like 30-something seconds. You know, you just let the clock run down. So what he does is he calls timeout, gets the first down, and then scores. That's some horrible shit. And that's why I don't want him to win this Super Bowl. So everybody pay attention to his game. But I like him as a person. I just don't like the sportsmanship on there. That's why we got to watch what we do. You got to watch how you talking here. Perfect examples. You know, Lions and the Giants, they went at it. And guess what? In the end, the Lions got the better half of it. No, called timeout and then scored on the next play. Yeah, that's what he did. Just so he didn't have to get into the 2-minute warning. I think that was shady. And the first excuse they always go, oh, I was on the phone. Okay. So, I mean, he's still got a chance here.
He had a chance the whole game. Whole game. He drove down, did what he was supposed to do. And let me see, it's 20-22. What happened? I think he threw a pick. No, I think he scores on this drive. He's running, get what he needs. Nope. Oh yeah, he threw a pick on this drive. Yeah, this one I possibly would have threw away.
He had a couple of chances. He could have just threw it away. That's the only chance.
Nobody was.
Yeah, I don't know what was he thinking on that.
Comeback route.
And that was a pick six.
Yeah,
on top of it.
Yeah.
At this time, his head's down. Yep, he got the bubble guts, and it's over. So from here on, everything just went downhill. I thought he did have another chance on this drive here, and that could have been a loss right there. I don't know where he was throwing the ball. That's what happens when you backpedal. That should have been picked off. Like, why are you even throwing here? You see how many white shirts are there?
I would have went to the wide receiver that was crossing.
Let's see.
The wide receiver that was crossing.
Right there.
Underneath.
Right there.
If he would have just half a second, he would have been open.
And there's no pressure.
Nah, it's not. Browns wasn't sending pressure. Well, he sent pressure on this one. But he got this one off. First down.
I still thought there was hope. especially after that.
Oh yeah, because
He should have went inside.
He drives all the way down to the 10. The 10 or the 15. He gets down there.
Oh my gosh! Look at the. If you're gonna call this Z route here, make sure you watch
gotta
for it.
use it, right?
You can't call it and not use it. You got a one-on over
Yeah,
here.
you gotta use
He's
it.
driving him out. He's
would have
underneath.
He would have made it to at least about the 40, 45. So I think.
Yeah, you gotta use it. Don't put it in there for nothing. That's usually your first read, to be honest with you.
Exactly. If they're blitzing like that, that's my first read. I'm seeing how that safety comes down.
Yeah. So
if he plays inside, then I know I got him.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely let the momentum affect him.
That was a good throw. He should have held it just a little bit longer. He would have had that one.
This is the key to his game. Browns can't stop the run.
No, he can't. Not the inside run. He can't. And now he's about to throw a pick. Not all right. The next one.
Now here.
Yep.
You got 3 yards to go. You just keep grinding the ball. There's no reason why you should be throwing it. It's not easy to get the outside run. Yeah, and still gets it. No reason to pass. You let the clock drain. Your clock is your best friend. He calls timeout on him. Smart move.
Yeah.
He probably made him select the pass on this one.
Made him think about it, yeah.
And what did he do? Exactly what he wanted him to do. When this side was open in the clear.
He was on the 16.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Right here. He threw it to the wrong receiver. Oh, plus he had him going out, so he wouldn't have got
he was going out. There wouldn't have been nothing. But
he didn't see that. That's from lining up and just hiking the ball. How many seconds? Does he even read the defense? Look, ready? He lines up. No adjustment.
That was a good play by the linebacker because the way he was going, you wouldn't think he would be able to jump backwards that way. I see why he threw it, but
I don't see why he threw it. I can't. Especially if you have a linebacker, you got two out routes, okay? You have 2 routes that you can run here. You take him. It was obvious. I think it was this guy. He went on. Let me see here.
He went on the out though. If he would have
kept him, yeah, right there, boom. If he would have hit him here,
been the pass. Yeah.
And here, now he got to make a choice. This linebacker's sitting home. You got to make a choice. But he went out.
He went out. So that I guess we knew that was the play, but yeah, if he was going in, that would have been a touchdown right there.
And from here on, it's just poop daddy all together. Noah has done that interception like that's exactly many times. So is that a safety? A free? That's a. I can't understand what he's saying here. There's a 5. 5 exactly many times. The message that's in the channel, I'm not understanding it. Even he held on the ball too damn late. Everybody's running backwards. Everyone's running backwards. Ooh, that could have been picked off. Well, in the end, the Browns end up winning this game. By then, it's too late. There's nothing he can do. And that's the bottom line. So, in a nutshell, that game was over. Now we move on.
Yo.
Hey, what's happening? So we have the Ravens, and this is the Bengals, right?
Well, this is the unemployment, yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, we got to get you on the team. You want to make that announcement? What team you're going to, man?
Hey, man, come on to the NFC East, man. We welcome you with open arms.
Well, no. First, I want to say what I was saying in the chat, in the text. I was saying that Noah has done an interception exactly like that many times. If you watch his games, that's a strong safety at linebacker, not a linebacker. So he's able to make that catch like that. So like
And
if you would watch his film, you would see how he utilizes his depth chart, and you would see that normally a linebacker wouldn't make that catch. But if you watch the games and you know he has a safety there, then maybe you might look away and not throw it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's done that many times this season. He's done it against me. So he just has the right players playing the position correctly at times.
Well, let's go on to this next game. Browns take on the Broncos. Give me your
it's gonna be a
input.
tough game. It's gonna be a tough game. Broncos users legit.
Yeah, it's definitely. Um, if the Browns play the way he did against the Jags, I think he's out.
Yeah, because the
The Broncos
Broncos.
won't let him come back like that. He won't let
Yeah,
the
and
Saints get the.
he runs the ball in between the tackles pretty well too. So, and that's a problem for Noah at times. So,
And then we got Lions taking on Chicago.
I think that's going to be a good game. Um, I don't think the current Lions user with other teams has beat the Bears user in the past. So this is definitely going to be one that he has to do his homework for if he wants to win.
mm,
True. Can he stop the deep ball?
he
The
has.
Lions or the Bears?
Uh, the Lions. Is he gonna have? He's gonna have to put a lot of pressure on the. He's not gonna. He can't give him time. It's all about not giving
Right.
this man time.
But
'Cause
see,
you,
that's the thing. That's what I mean. Is unless the Lions user studies the film, he's not going to know that. He's just going to think that he's like a regular person with Fields, and he just likes to run around with him more. You know what I mean?
yeah, and this is what happened to the Rams. Didn't do his homework. Lined up,
Uh-huh.
took on the Cowboys. Next thing you know, 37-6. And he's not a bad player. He just don't. You got to do your homework in here. You just can't sit here and think that you're just gonna come in here and dominate these guys because it's not gonna happen that way. When guys are
Yeah.
watching film, you're not. They're always gonna have that advantage of you. I don't care what you
Well,
do.
real talk about the Rams. I played them during the season, so I kind of know what he likes to go to, if you will. And I've seen a couple of his games. I know he does the play action and end arounds, and I'm applying too much pressure for those type of plays to get off. So as you see, I caused what 8 interceptions and 6 sacks.
Uh huh.
So he really didn't have time to do what he likes to do. So
I didn't catch the beginning part of that game, so I don't know. He went back to Stafford. Why? Because Mayfield was throwing interceptions, or he
yeah, he
got
went
hurt.
back to Stanford because Baker he threw like 4 picks,
Well,
three
while
picks.
you guys are
Oh,
talking about that, I'm gonna go ahead and remove some of these guys that don't belong here anymore. On the
okay.
But the
on
thing
the
about it, he also started throwing deep with Stafford as soon as he got in the game. He
Yeah,
should
he
have
ain't let
stuck.
him up. He should have thrown some short passes, or
Yeah, and he should have
uh,
kept running the ball. He stopped running the ball. I mean, I kind of forced him to stop running the ball, but he stopped running the ball. He was
yeah,
effective with it.
he's the one and probably only man I've ever seen on multiple games do that double revert. Like I don't see nobody else call that play but him, bro. He be getting people.
he he tried that with all right. I don't know if he got it from Coach Rob, but Coach Rob does that too. He kills me.
What this thing here, what I got with the quarterbacks when we all started out with all the quarterbacks is getting real small now.
Yeah, it's getting real. Hey, you gotta take Daniel Jones off there, man.
Who?
Daniel Jones. You gotta take Daniel Jones. You gotta take the Giants. You gotta take the Bills off.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, we gotta leave Dak Prescott there. Man, it's getting real tight now. Bring down my man here.
He swear he's gonna be up there with the
I
title.
know he do. Man, it's looking real different. I gotta get Daniel Jones out. It's look pretty rough right now. Who's this? No, he stays.
All right, I got to get ready for this meeting.
Hey man, I
From
appreciate you.
early
I
to-
appreciate you giving me the time. Julio, you still there, man?
But yeah, I'm still here fucking, man.
Yeah. Who else we got to get out? Oh, Josh Allen. Where's Josh Allen at? Why can't I get to it? Where's Josh Allen? Oh, Daniel Jones is gone. Why don't I see Josh Allen? Look, he want to stay so bad, I can't find him. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good game today. I'm gonna be tuned into that one. Um.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think it'll be a good game. Damn, I can't find Josh Allen. He's
Start
in the
from the
far
top.
right. Yeah, I see him, but I gotta find him over here.
No, but start from the top. Go all the way to the top and just scroll down.
What the
Um,
heck?
but yeah,
Why can't
I
I
gotta.
find Josh Allen? Oh, there he is. It's because he belongs up here. All right, so Josh Allen. I think we got everybody, right? Everybody's still here. This is it. This is the last. Now
Yep.
looks like we got to rearrange it a little bit.
I think you should put Dak next. Put Lamar. Bring Lamar up. Put Jameson next to Dak. That way, that's who's playing each other. The the Browns is playing Denver. Lions is playing the Bears.
Oh, we have another template for that, actually.
No. But you could put it in a way where the quarterbacks are not. He could stay there because he's playing the Lions. Like that,
Um,
they playing each other. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's just if you see his legs, his legs is cut off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have another template for that where it has them matched up. So
Oh,
yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. So these are the last of the Mohicans. Let's see here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 8 guys left. Who's going to be at the top? That's the question. Oh, I got to send this to this guy too.
you leave it just like that, it's gonna get in Pacheco's head because Herbert is higher than him. Nah, leave Herbert like higher than him, so he could be like, "Oh, you think he's better than him?"
Hopefully he does what he got to do. I see what you're saying. Put Saints play who? Cowboys,
The
right?
Cowboys, yeah,
Chargers play
the Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah, I can't move it. It was
No, that's fine.
yeah, won't it. All right, so we're good here. Anyway, 1 o'clock. Snipes TV is going to be taking over. Need the guys to show up on time Don't hesitate. Represent Rmnfl. I'm not going to be in the Discord for it. I believe you or Musa can make sure these guys are on point with it. Um, Make sure you let him know he doesn't have to do a raid because there's nothing going to be open. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. That's all I can say. I got the Chargers all the way. Who you got?
Not the Ravens.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, unless this Chargers really got it together, because he was looking real bad with the team early,
Uh huh.
and I played both players, and I played the Chargers when he was with the Dolphins,
Uh huh.
and I don't know. I just think Fasico. The problem is Fasico could back it up.
Agree.
His huh?
I agree.
You know, I just honestly think the one person that could beat Fasico, or I'm not gonna say the one, but the person that has the best shot to beat Fasico is Noah. But
I think the Broncos.
well, yeah, Noah and the Broncos. The winner of that game, I think, has like the best shot. But I just think Noah, his his ego is his problem, his biggest problem. He doesn't. I don't know. It's okay to be cocky and confident, but it's the difference between confidence and cockiness. So the cocky person won't take advice and won't fix any adjustments. They just think that he'll be able to do it.
I think this time he did because I told him he needs to stop playing Madden and play football, and he played football this time. He played football. He had to play football this time. He had to. He had to.
Listen, Noah was running all over the place with that quarterback. He ran to the sidelines. He should have thrown it away or ran. He ran back and threw it. He's not supposed to do. Noah did a lot of bad things in this game to win the game. If you know what I'm saying without me getting into it.
No, I'd rather you do it now. Now that we're talking about it. What, like I always say. Go ahead.
He didn't match up defenses many times. He moved multiple people on defense. He rolled out. He ran back 30 yards. He rolled out, set feet, did a playmaker to throw the ball. All things that we don't do and against the rules.
So was he being
did
chased?
A lot of,
was he being chased is the question. Was he being chased on those plays?
And the one that he rolled out, he was being chased, but you have a decision. You have to run or throw the ball away, right? Not try to extend the play.
I think
once you run outside the line, you have to make a decision, right?
Yeah,
or
you
rather,
can't.
that's
you can run, you can haul ass, but you just can't stop, set, and wait. And what he's doing is he's being chased. He's running. This goes for anybody. And Fasico came to me and asked me about that question too. He goes, "Oh, I threw it away." I said, "Why? You had a guy wide open." Because I didn't think we could do that. No, it's when you stop, set, throw away across the field, let it try to get open. So it it is a football play. It is a Deshaun Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, all these Kyler Murray, all these quarterbacks do that. But in the video game, it's when they actually run, stop, set, and then throw, or instant hike and run. I mean, he's starting out in the pocket, and I'm not trying to cover him, but there's some other things that you picked up. Those are. Tell me about the other things you're talking about, because those have facts to them.
Oh, well, there was one time he moved two people on defense. And
so
he kept,
when he says move two people, what he's saying is the first guy you control is the first
right,
guy you move
and
is the guy you got to control to the ball snap. That's pretty much what he's talking about.
Correct. He moved, I believe it was linebacker, and then he switched over to safety or vice versa. Um, and then a few times he would call a defensive play first, then letting the guy pick his play, and he was out of alignment as far as matching up defenses.
And
He would come out in three wide, and he's coming out in 3-4.
3 wide
Um,
or 4 wide.
correct.
What's wrong with him?
Or in,
No, if you
or in,
if you
shotgun. Once you get 3 receivers, 4 receivers, you have to be outside of 3-4. You can't come out in a compressed thing. You have to match defenses. Just like if a guy comes out in I formation, he can't come out in nickel 2-4-5. That's
huh,
always been the rule.
if he's playing defense and he comes out in a 3-4 and you come out on 5 wide, that's your fault.
Okay, we have this argument all the time. That's your fault, but it's against the rules.
I don't think so.
Yes, it is. You have to match
If
defenses.
if the guy comes out in a tight formation and you come out in quarters and dime, to me,
It's against
that's
the
that's
rules.
it.
It doesn't matter what to
So
you
here's why.
feel.
Here's why I'm gonna tell you. So what if you have a 3-4 and then you have your speedy guys in there and they can cover those wide receivers? That's pretty much your fault because you should be able to eat that 3-4 up. Especially if he has 4 linebackers, you should be able to eat it up. If he has 3 linebackers in the safety, a strong safety, you should be able to eat it up. So if you come out in a 3-4 and they got 5 wide, that's on the defense.
Again, it doesn't matter what you feel. If the rule is
I
you
disagree
have to
with
match
that.
defenses.
As a football
Okay, well we're
player,
not talking
I disagree with
football. We're
that one.
talking the rules in Madden that we have.
I think I think that's that is definitely on the defense.
Okay, and again,
That
we have a
particular
rule in place. We have a
uh
rule in place. The rule states you have to match defense. It doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't
wait, you
matter
mean you have to
who
match? You're saying
doesn't.
match the offense?
No, you have to match your defense to the offense. So if
So
a guy comes out, and this has been the rule for I don't know how many years. If a guy comes out in tight formations, the only nickel he come out in is big nickel. Vice versa, if he comes out in 4-5 wide, he has to match it. He can't come out in 3-4 or 4-3. He has to come out in nickel, dime, or whatever it is to match the offense. That's the rule that we've always had.
I feel if somebody comes out, if someone comes
Again,
out,
so then you need to change the rule then because you feel this type of way. And
well,
then what you're gonna have is 1,000 interceptions because guys are gonna be in nickel all game.
wait, nickel. What's wrong with nickel?
Nickel, you have to be in big nickel if a guy comes out in a tight formation, right?
Yeah, but
That's the
you can come out in nickel and tight. You just got to put,
it has to be big
you
nickel.
got
You can't come
like
out in regular
The
nickel.
Eagles do that.
You have to come out in nickel,
He plays a
in
lot
big
of
nickel
his base.
if a guy comes out.
What's the difference between big nickel and nickel?
The linebackers and the safeties, the way they line up and where they line up, the personnel.
So what's the difference? I mean, just because you got one linebacker in, it makes a difference between big nickel and
That's the
it's your
rules.
personnel that makes it different. That's why they call it big
Correct.
nickel. So
Correct. The personnel.
I use nickel too sometimes on tight formations. Like if it's a power I use big nickel, or I use nickel, but I
Yeah.
just switch up the linebacker. Either put a strong safety there. It just depends. So
Well, then that's even the rule.
I will always be against how somebody be using nickel on a tight formation, and you can do it because now if it's dime, it's totally different.
So then you're gonna have to change the rules then.
Um, we been did this long time ago. I think guys
No,
are.
you didn't. No, you didn't.
I think guys are still running nickel. Go to the Eagles. Watch, he runs nickel a lot. He
Not
runs.
against time formations.
Yes, he does.
Well,
Big
then he's
nipple
gone
puts
away
strong
with it.
safety at the slot corner. That's all it does.
Right, and that's why you could use it on tight formations.
So I got a question for you, Washington, not your listener. Kareem is one that uses regular nickel on a power eye situation. How do you
But then he's
which what
breaking he's breaking the rule.
I don't think it's an issue.
I do because of the personnel. The whole reason in we're trying to
He
the whole
uses big
reason we
nickel, but he
have
also uses
hold on,
nickel, but he just switches.
hold on,
You could
hold
use
on.
nickel. You
The
just
reason
switch the
hold
line. That's
on.
it. Just switch the guy.
The reasoning we have that is to avoid having safeties and quarterbacks at linebackers to get 1,000 interceptions. That's why people do that, to put safeties and cornerbacks in those positions for the play action to get interceptions. That is why we have that rule. That is why we always had that rule.
I believe that the Eagles uses. We had this
So,
conversation a few weeks ago, and how did it end up?
so
That's
then
let
we
me.
we have to look at the game. I wasn't at that conversation because I would have seen it. I would have told him he's breaking the rule.
You could use any nickel package if you feel you want to bring down your strong safety. Go ahead and do it.
Okay, well you're gonna have to change the
You're
rule,
just
and you're gonna have a
all
lot.
you're doing is turning it into a big nickel situation. It's the same thing. It's just a setup.
Okay, okay. Again, this is not football. This is Madden.
It's football.
So you're gonna. No, it's not. It's Madden. In football, in real life football, you don't have the BS that you have in Madden. You don't have the linebackers jumping 100 feet in the air. But if you play nickel, you're gonna have a DB there, so you're gonna have at least 5 to 10 more picks a game because of that alignment. I mean,
Well,
there's a reason we did that, and it doesn't matter what you feel or whatever the case is. If he did something that's against the rule and that's the rule, then it's a broken rule. Doesn't matter if you feel it's his fault. It doesn't matter if whatever the case is, but whatever it was done was done.
and in conclusion, it was a rule break. Well, you better go check the Eagles because I'll tell you right now, I don't think it is. Especially when you run a regular nickel package and you just put a strong safety there. You're turning it into a big nickel. It's just one person.
Okay?
You're just making a nickel and a nickel's a nickel. It's just you bringing the strong safety down. Or you're putting a safety there. So if you have a safety there, that's a different story. But in most cases, they're bringing down a strong safety. So I don't want to get too technical on that. Just guys got it, just like if somebody wants to call cover three, I mean a 3-4 on a 5 wide, that's on them. I
It
can't.
is on them,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
on.
against the rules. So it
Um,
doesn't matter who's it against. It's
He's
against
not
the
getting
rules.
advantage. He has no advantage.
Before, yes, they did. Before they did when they was doing the pinch buckle, because they know what they're doing. They're getting much pressure because they're having faster linebackers at ends and faster ends than you do in a conventional defense.
Hold on. Open the chat up. I like to put an input. I think it is open. Oh,
It's
it's
open.
not. My bad. There you go. It's open. Let's have a discussion. I'm always gonna say if you want to call 3-4, that's on you, man. I'm gonna light that bitch
Right,
up. You just
right.
all
That's
you do
that's
is
the
send
chief thing.
four. Either do
Okay,
You
okay,
know,
okay.
yeah. Go ahead.
Everybody understands what you're saying. It's hurtful to the defense. But when they used to have what they used to have, where the guys would come in unblocked, that's why everybody was going to 3-4, because you could do certain things in 3-4. We stopped that. We have a rule in place. It doesn't matter what you think as far as I could beat it, it's against the rules. So either take the rule out, and that way people do whatever the hell they want, or abide by the rule. It's very simple. I'm
I
sorry?
agree. I agree with you on that one. It's definitely been a rule this whole time that we have to match up defenses. Like
with the downfall to matching the defense is just say someone does come out and like um a twin receiver
And then they
I
audible,
formation,
and then audible.
and but they audible into
Exactly.
a single back, but a single back with twin receivers and two tight ends, you can go four wide, and you trying to have two linebackers potentially cover these tight ends. But
Exactly.
even with that being the case, it's been a rule, and I follow that rule to the highest extent because it's like it sucks. The first time that rule came into effect on me was when I played the Steelers. When Steelers running in near and far, he can go crazy deep in that formation, but because it's near and far, you have to run 3-4-4-3 or big nickel.
Uh-huh.
So I just like he said, even though it could be against you, it's still the rule at the end of the day. It's the rule that you set. So you can't. I'm not saying you can't really go against your own rule. You just got to change it at this point.
Exactly. But mind you, when you change it, you're gonna have a lot more people not playing conventional defense to have more DBs at to get more interceptions, which is why we changed it to match the linebackers to make sure that the linebackers, since they can't jump, you don't have cornerbacks and safeties all over the field. Hence the Brian rule.
I want to have this conversation with the Eagles. I,
Well,
I want to extend it.
if you want, I'll look at the Eagles game and I'll go from there. But if nobody has ever said this to me, I don't look at the Eagles. I haven't seen an Eagles game to see it.
Uh-huh.
Or I haven't seen him do it. If I did see him do it, then I would say you're breaking. I don't care who it is. If whoever is breaking the rule, it breaks the rule. I'm going to say it.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
It doesn't matter who you are. You know, I hold everybody accountable for everything. Everybody has to be accountable for it. If it's a rule in place, it doesn't matter what you think as far as who it benefits or who it doesn't. It's a rule for reasons. So yeah, obviously it could be beat. Everything could be beat or everything could. But if it's the rule, it doesn't matter if you
I just
feel.
think this is a different game compared to Madden 20, 21, 22. They they fixed a lot of things in this game. So sometimes
All right, this game that we just saw. If Noah had a linebacker there at that position, it wouldn't have been an interception.
It wouldn't have, not at all.
Why not?
But the fact that he had it, because the linebacker doesn't jump
yeah.
like that.
Right.
That's the whole purpose of it. That's the whole purpose of having more DBs and more safeties there, so you can jump and get interceptions, which is why we made it a rule. I bet you any amount of money, if we change this rule, you will not have people. Everybody be playing nickel, $3, anything other than the
So
conventional
how comes when I
defense.
put that post up, right? I put this post up, right? Nobody says nothing. All right, I'm gonna show you. I want to show you the post. I want to show you this post that I put up, and nobody, absolutely nobody said nothing.
What, the one about changing something?
No, I put this post up right here.
About suggestions?
Yeah, nobody put anything up.
Because I'm not
No.
suggesting to change the rule. So what am I going to put there? That rule is not a problem for me. So why would I suggest to change it? Nobody's saying something's wrong. Nobody's saying anything's wrong with the rule.
Okay, so let's break this down. What's the fight? The fight is what?
The fight is
you
that
don't
you're
want
saying,
them to put a linebacker where?
No, there's no fight. And no one's fight. The fight is that you think he should be allowed to do it because it hurts him and not the offense. That's the fight. My fight is if it's a rule, he should be accountable for the rule.
So
That's the only fight.
So you're saying he shouldn't be. He
literally said if the man coming out 3, 4, 5 wide, there's no reason why the defense should be in 3-4 or 4-3.
Correct, because that is the rule.
Why would you
regardless
not?
of
what's wrong with being a 4-3?
It's against the rules that you set, Chief.
Exactly.
I don't understand why 4-3 would be. Why would a 4-3 be messed up?
4-3 is conventionally 3 linebackers and 4. That's conventional for a tight formation, a running formation.
Right.
Some teams play that 4-3. They do that. That's fine. But to match the defense with the offense, it's against the rules.
What happens if
Again,
what happens if a person is a 4-3 guy or has a 4-3 in their off? That's what they run.
This league not for him, because if I come out 5 wide, you run the 4-3, and I got 3 men down the field open all game, but
That's
I
on
can't
you.
get the ball because they blitzing me every play, and it's clearly designed to destroy the fact that it's not a running back there, and the linemen already don't block like they should be.
No,
That's
I think you're gonna.
correct.
I think you're gonna dominate if somebody's doing that, running a 4-3.
Not if they're constantly blitzing and bringing everybody up. You have no time.
at all.
Listen, the rules are in place for a reason, and the rules have always worked. If your opinion is then you should have suggested to change the rule. If you feel it, because you're the only one fighting the rule right now. Everyone else knows the rules
I need to get.
plays.
So nothing's ever no. I need to talk with the Eagles because he runs a certain package that's his base. I just want to talk to him. Like,
No, again, I'm gonna watch the Eagles game. And I'm gonna watch this game that he plays next. If he does that, and I see him, he will get a player suspended. It's very simple. If he's been doing that and gotten away with it, then more power to him. But now that I've gotten knowledge that he's doing it, I'm gonna watch his games. And if he does it, he's gonna get a player suspended. Just like if I do something, I expect to be suspended.
I don't understand.
It's not on nobody. See, that's the problem. Then maybe you should have suggested it in your own suggestion box to change the rule.
But I went through this before already, and I said
Right, and
it's fine.
No, we always go back. We always go back to big nickel is fine. Everything else is not fine.
So if you run a nickel and you put a strong safety, you're good to go. That's it. Yeah.
No.
Why not?
No, because that's not in the rules.
If you run the nickel and you put a strong safety there, you can do it.
No, you can't. See, that's the problem with you.
If somebody, I'm just saying, I just.
No, the problem is
nickel is nickel. A nickel package is nickel package. You just take one guy.
Then take the rule out. So then listen to what I'm saying.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it by the end of the year.
Take the rule out, and then watch how many interceptions you have next season.
Guys gotta watch.
Record this. Rewind this conversation that we're having right now. You change that rule, you're gonna see how lobby the league gets.
So you want to make sure that they have linebackers there in the regular nickel.
No, you don't have linebackers at nickel. You have cornerbacks. Right.
I mean, you want to take the corners out. You want to take.
No, I want to leave it the way it is. The only way you can line up in a nickel package against tight formations is with the big nickel. Very simple. You're opening up Pandora's box by allowing regular nickel, nickel 245, big nickel, double A gap nickel, all the other nickels by putting linebacker. You're opening up Pandora's box. Just all you gotta do is put a safety there and watch what happens. Okay, I put a safety there, so now I can run nickel all game. Okay.
Well, I guess we got something to talk about.
I mean, nobody else has this issue. So somebody does it, and then it's on him. No, it's not on him. Everybody has to be held. If everybody else is playing with the same rules, then I don't understand what's the problem.
All right, well, we'll have to look into that. So you don't want corner. You don't want. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna 1 o'clock. We got a game. Write that up again and send it to me. I want to look at it again. I just want to hear one thing from the Eagles about it. And I still don't think if you run a 5 wide and you got 4-3, that's your stupidity. You're gonna get beat.
Understand, and it's your opinion. Now,
It's a
if I
dumb.
run
It's a
if I
dumb.
run a
It's a
if I
dumb
run a
football. It's a bum
4-3,
rule. It's dumb.
if I run a 4-3 and I'm blitzing all my linebackers and I'm bringing all my safeties up, you're gonna have no time to throw the ball in your 5 wide.
At all.
It's against that. The whole thing is against the rules. It's not about an opinion or how you feel about it. Everybody knows what will be what. But if rules are in place or if rules are made to stop something else, then you're gonna affect it. Oh, that sucks. They just hear him. They just hear me.
It's just it's the same thing. So we'll just end that.
Oh,
It's over. We'll just get
oh,
ready
that
for this.
sucks.
We'll get it's good, but it's fine, and I'm not mad about it. It is what it is. It got boring. So I just want to hear from the Eagles. That's all. Once I get to hear from him, and I want you to explain the same thing to him. I want you to tell me what you think after he tells you what he says. All right, and then we're gonna go from there. So that's one thing that probably should be put in there in the suggestion box that we really go after that. Then, if that's what you're saying.
No, but see, the thing is, the only one that's against it is you. So if nobody else feels that way.
I just want to hear
Nobody
from
else.
him. I just want to hear him. If you guys feel that way, who are the guys that are doing it then?
That's doing what? Come on, running the nickel.
Yeah,
I run the nickel.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
Everybody runs nickel.
Yeah.
Do you run nickel when a guy comes out in I formation? No.
It depends.
It depends.
Big nickel or regular nickel?
Regular nickel. I don't have big nickel in my defense.
Well, then that's against the rules.
But
If a guy comes out in tight formation, the rule is you have to match it. You have to come out in 3-4, 4-3, 5-2. If a guy comes,
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and vice versa. If a guy comes out in 5 wide, you can't come out in 3-4. You have to match. You have to come out in nickel or dime. That's matching.
Now with that, if you come out in 3-4 and they 5 wide, you crazy.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Let him.
You know what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Because all he got to do is I mean, even if he blitz, you can make that wide receiver do just run to the outside.
Let
and
him.
boom.
Yeah,
Understood.
I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna change that. If you want to run 3-4 and a 5 wide, you can do it. That's just stupid.
I mean, I get what you're saying, Julio. I mean, it's the rules. But I'm just saying, see, with me, I don't have a big nickel. So if he got a good tight end, I can't have my linebacker playing that tight end if he's fast. I got to get a safety or somebody on him. You know what I'm saying? So I got to stay in that nickel, especially if he's on that tight. If you playing against the Ravens and you come out in a 3-4 to 4-3, he gonna eat you up.
Understood. But my whole thing is, unless you're gonna change the rule, and by you changing the rule, you're gonna open up Pandora's box to having everybody not matching and having a lot more interceptions and playing lobby ball.
That's true.
So
here's the defensive side. Ready for the defensive side? Everybody, listen to this. For the defensive side, if somebody's in the 5 wide and you call 3-4, you can do it because you know what? You're gonna get toasted.
Okay, so when people start doing pinch buck O's and start getting insta shed pressure,
okay,
right.
It is what it is.
People start
the pinch buck O doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way anymore.
I agree with Julio because
I like running against it.
I agree with Julio because at the end of the day, it's a situation that's not matchup defense though.
Right. Exactly.
That was the whole thing. That's not matchup defense, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be ways to manipulate and send. You coming 5 wide, and them boys coming in there before you can even throw the ball off. They playing a cover 2 or something, and they blitzing, and they doing them nanos. It's like it's kind of it is cheating, and it's not what you call it. Now for the nickel thing, I believe any nickel all nickel. That's why I say because nickel guards the pass and the run. If you want to play the nickel against a tight formation, nickel, because a lot of nickels got 4 down linemen anyway, unless you're playing the 3-3-5.
Right.
So if you're playing a nickel against something, that's different because it's for the pass and the run. But if somebody's coming out 5 wide and you in a 3-4, then that's not matchup defense. I agree with him. That's not matchup defense.
I agree with that, but I'm saying like the nickel, I use that because it's like, all right, you got 4 linemen, you got two linebackers, you got a cornerback, a free safety, and a safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
So you match it up because you got 3 tight ends. You got 3 tight ends. Or actually, you got three tight ends and a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably got a fullback and a running back. All right, you matching up with linebacker on the tight end, linebacker on the running back. Well, you got a linebacker on the fullback. You got a cornerback on the tight end. Cornerback on the receiver. You got a safety on the tight end.
Right.
So if you playing man, you matched up just right.
Right.
Because I said, especially if somebody got fast tight ends, them linebackers ain't gonna keep up if you run.
That's why I agree with the nickel because unless, like I say, the nickel only thing you line yourself up for, if somebody come out in too tight of a set, you're gonna get pushed downhill a little bit in that nickel.
Yeah, you are.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's like I agree. The nickel can be. That's the only thing that saves people. You can play it on the pass or the run. So that's why it's a universal defense. But as far as like, if I'm in 5 wide and you in 3-4, you sit in pinch buck and all that. Nah, man, that ain't. Because it's like you can sit in zones and sit in blitz, and the linebackers is coming.
Yeah,
they coming.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, I feel you on that.
Like again, what I'm trying to do. I understand everybody wants to like talk crap about me because y'all think I never play football or I don't know football like you guys do. But I look at it from Madden. I'm trying to avoid the BS that comes from people manipulating, which is what people are going to do when they're allowed to do certain things.
Yep.
So you say you don't care because you could beat it, blah, blah. Okay, you can do that. But eventually they're going to get through and you're going to start complaining.
So
and they're going to start nanoing
and
they're going to start doing things that they are not supposed to do, which is what I try to do with the rule.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Reggie, you there?
Oh, yeah.
Question is, somebody's in 5 wide and you got the 3-4. Are you going to beat that if you're on the offense, Reggie?
Yeah, because first thing I'm doing, I'm sitting there, I'm moving my receivers, I'm changing this route.
I know.
Quick route, because as soon as you come in, I mean, but
I love it when they run 4-3 on the 5 wide. I mean, I like that.
And then what you're gonna do is you're not gonna have the time because I'm gonna blitz, I'm gonna show blitz.
You could do it.
I'm okay. The line. I'm gonna send everybody in heat, and I'm gonna man everybody up and bring them up. You have no time. That's a nano.
That's true.
You don't understand. You think you're talking football. Okay. Football talk, yes. Football, real life, yes. This is not real life, which is what you don't understand.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Because we don't do it. We don't allow it to be done.
So why
That's why you don't see it.
So they're running 3-4 and they're not doing it. So we're good.
No, the problem is it's Noah. The problem is that it's Noah doing it.
Huh?
The problem is we're talking about Noah doing it, and now it's okay to do it. No,
I never seen Noah do that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I will send you the video. He did it his last game against Joe.
Oh, send the video right now to me.
He did it against Joe. He calls 3-4. Joe comes out in 4 wides. Joe comes out in shotgun formation. He's calling 3-4.
I mean, I'm with Julio on that. Like, you can. If you
again, I'm not talking real football. I'm not talking about real life. You got to stop saying. You got to stop talking real life. Real life, they have brains. They don't get manipulated.
I'm talking about when dudes run 3-4 on me, and I'm wide.
Well, your record doesn't show it.
I'm not worried about the record.
Oh, okay.
Neither does yours.
It doesn't.
Hey, Mary. What he's saying though is like on Madden, if you run a 5 wide, you can manipulate the
exactly.
The AI.
Which is
I have not seen it. Nobody's told me anything about this. Nobody does it
because we don't do it. We don't allow it to be done.
Everyone follows
in other leagues where you say, "Damn, how the fuck he got through so fast? Damn, how he does this?" They're manipulating the computer.
Very much so.
It's very simple.
Listen, I'm not a dummy. I'm not a dummy. If everybody's saying
Again,
that, if
no,
everybody's
no one is
saying,
saying you
hold on
are.
for a
No
second.
one is
If
saying you
everybody's
are.
saying that this can happen, I'm obviously listening. I just never seen anybody do it to me.
Hey, somebody
Because
just gonna
we
have to
don't allow it.
show him.
What'd you
Because we
say?
don't
What'd you
allow
say?
it to be done.
What'd you say,
Somebody
Reg?
just gonna have to send you the video so you can see how it's done.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody's ever done it to me.
Because we don't allow it. How are they going to do it to you if we don't allow it?
I've seen 3-4 against my 5 wides.
No, not in here.
Marion, we brought it up about the Lions when he was getting all the INT.
Exactly.
Well, like I said, I put something up, I put a suggestion box up. Nobody responded
but the problem is because nobody has a problem with the issue. So they're not going to suggest to change it. You're the only one saying that they should be allowed to do it.
Listen, only thing I didn't see.
Write it in the suggestion box.
Now, what's that defense now? If you go into like, say, if somebody in a power eye, and you know, people used to line up in that quarter. You know what I'm talking about? That quarter.
Right.
And they used to do
That blitz. The FS blitz. Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Now
Exactly. And then what happens is when you don't have the time, you're going to throw it quick, and you're going to have DBs and safeties there to intercept the ball.
Now I understand. See, it works for that because people run that quarter on the power. Like, say, if I run the ball like that, if I run that power eye offense and they run that quarter the whole game, they'll kill me.
Exactly.
Because my lineman won't block.
That's what I'm trying to not let happen in the league with these rules.
Yeah.
Again, can it be beat? Absolutely. Is it against them on defense? Absolutely. But when they get through enough times, you're going to start complaining.
That's true.
You're going to start.
You never should be stopped in the power eye.
You remember.
So listen, this is
say,
how we're going to end this. Ready? Everybody in here.
You remember how Mauricio used to say getting 1,000 sacks and 1,000 interceptions? That's what you're going to have.
All right, everybody in here that is a part of here obviously are good, solid users, right? You don't have to attack my gameplay because my gameplay is affected because of what I do in the league. If you see something, it's one thing, but wait, hold on for a second. If you see something, that's one thing. You're hardly around, so sometimes the stuff you say, I just ignore because I don't hardly see you. But sometimes you come up with some good points. It's just how you present them to me, which makes me feel like I don't know what to believe. So if it's a valid point that Reggie's saying, Moosa's saying, Fasico's saying, like all you guys are saying something solid, which is fine. But my gameplay has to do something with what I'm doing for the league or how I'm always trying to stay on top of it with the people quitting, adding people. If you notice, I always got somebody on standby. I got guys on standby right now. It's just who do I want to put on the Giants? Me personally, when it comes to this kid, what he did, it kind of pissed me off that he quit. So that's more pressure on me. And then I'm hearing this. I'm hearing that the Eagles don't want him in that division. And they have a right to feel that way because they represent their division, all of them. And if that's somebody that's in his division that they don't represent, goodbye. I can't do nothing for you. If Reggie don't want to freaking take over and help this kid, there's nothing I can do.
There was no hoodies. Yeah.
I think he's done till 24. I think he's done till 24.
No, but you see, you think I'm attacking your game. I'm not. That was actually.
I'm over that. I'm over that. I'm talking about the Giants right now.
I'm not over it.
All right, we'll talk about that in a second. As far as the Giants go, here, let me just do this.
This is what the fuck I hate, bro.
All right, because I've already agreed with you.
This is why.
All right, so I can't hear him. I'm sorry. I already agree with what he's saying, and I'm good with it.
Hey, check it up. Hey,
what's up?
Well, I want to know, Julio, what you taking the Giants or what? Julio.
All right. So with this thing about the matchup stuff, somebody's got to put this out on paper and send it to me so I can get it sent.
Well, I want to see the Noah video. I want to see.
I mean, if I'm already agreeing, I already agree. I'm good. I'm fine. I already agree with it. Nobody's ever done it to me. And when I see 3-4 and I'm running a 5 wide, I'm killing it. I'm sorry. I don't care what you're doing. And especially when I'm like running, I like running against that pinch buck because no matter how you do it, I'm always going to match up my blocking. But if all you guys in here play this game at a higher level, and then I'm hearing you all in the same thing, there's no reason why I'm not going to go with it.
Right.
So my gameplay has nothing to do with what you guys are seeing. This is something you're seeing that I didn't know about. I'm not calling Noah a cheater. I won't call him a cheater. Everybody sometimes he has a lot of hate for the young man. I don't know why. Well, we kind of know why, but I think this is the 1 year that he's actually playing the game. Did he do something wrong in that game?
I mean, the only thing he did was just a few times he didn't play matchup defense. That was it. Other than that, no, he played a solid game. Joe gave the game away.
Right,
that was it.
Yeah,
Even when he did it, I wrote in chat. I was like, "No, I see you over there in that 3-4 when they got 4 wide. You need to go."
You did say that. You did say that.
Yeah, I wrote it in the chat. I told him.
So
I
if
said,
they
hey,
have
boy.
2x2, he can't be in the 3-4. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't use it. I don't use it.
They have 3 wide receivers or more. You can't be in the 3-4.
Hey, so let me ask you a question. What was the result of the play when he was in that?
I don't remember. I was like, I forgot what happened, but he might have got to stop. Joe might have not. I don't know exactly. I just know it was a situation where it was like, okay, are we touching on that or what? Are we correcting that? Because like I said, this conversation has been going on for more. Oh my goodness.
All right, so listen, I'm not gonna call him a cheater. I don't want to call him a cheater. This is what we're gonna do. No, when there's a 2x2 wide receivers, no more 3-4. That's it.
Hey, Marion, let me end this real quick. I'm gonna end this with one simple thing.
Go ahead.
Hey, Marion, do you remember when the kid came in here, the Panthers, the young kid that, he beat me, I gave him all the props, he beat me, right?
Yeah.
You remember how I beat him, Marion? I ran spread. You know why I ran spread? Because the kid ran 3-4 all game. You know why he ran? You know why he ran 3-4 all game? Because it's allowed. We've always allowed that. 3-4 you're allowed to call whenever. 3-4 is allowed no matter what.
I know.
I know. Because
it's a mistake on the defense. If you can't figure out
exactly, nickel has always been cheese against the tight formations. We've known this. We didn't allow nickel during tight formations. We did say, however, if you want to run 3-4 against 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end and 1 running back, that is your choice.
It's a mistake.
Here's one question, Noah. Do you feel like 3-4 against a spread formation is that matchup defense?
At the end of the day, Fasico, it doesn't matter if it matches up. You know why? Because the dude's been running down my throat all game.
I feel you what you can do to it, but I'm saying, do you feel like it's matchup defense?
At the end of the day, Fasico, it doesn't match up. But guess what? It's not against the rules to do it.
It's not matchup defense.
But it's not against the rules to do it.
But that's because we need to address it, because at the end of the day, it's not matchup defense, and we have to play matchup defense.
Okay, well, if we want to make a rule on it, then make a rule on it. But if I come...
my fault, y'all. I didn't mean to interrupt y'all. Do y'all hear all these sirens, yo?
Yeah, I do.
Yo, it is a guy laying on the ground. They're pumping his chest. This is crazy.
Hold on, I broke up.
This is sad. I just drove past it. This is very sad. It's like 20 police cars over there. This is very sad. Wow.
Okay, so again, like I like when we can express things without getting on hyper and stuff like that, which I understand. But I'm saying like I've seen people get toasted with that 3-4. And now that I remember, I do remember when the kid ran 3-4.
He ran 3-4 because
went to a spread.
I played 5 wide all game because I said I'm gonna make him play dime or nickel if he wants to beat me. Guess what he didn't do all game? He stayed in 3-4.
That's cool. But guess what though? At the end of the season, he got kicked.
Yes, but not for that. Nobody said it till now. It's insane how when I do it, all of a sudden
No. Don't do that, Noah.
I've seen it. I've seen people run 3-4 on me, bro, on the 5 wide.
I've been saying this since week 2 or 3.
It ain't that
Week 2 or
serious.
3. Yeah, you wasn't even here when week 2 or 3. No, I ain't gonna lie. So I'm not just picking on you. Don't think that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not talking
Yeah,
about you, Fasico.
yeah.
You
Because
know,
we brought it up like
we,
week 3 or 4, 2 or 3.
everyone
And I'm
knows
like,
who I'm talking about.
yeah.
I'm literally just sitting here, just making myself breakfast. I come into Twitch, I'm trying to be, part of the league, watch the Twitch a little bit, and everyone's just speaking wild. Like, I haven't been in this league for however long. I know the rules almost like the back of my hand. Yes, of course, everyone breaks the rules every once in a while, but I used one of my timeouts in the second half because I didn't match up. I called a nickel when he was running 3 tight end. I called a timeout to fix it. I know the rule.
So nobody ever picks up on that. One thing I don't like, if somebody don't like somebody, they're gonna pick at them to the end of the day. They're never gonna stop. And because you know how, like right now, Fasico, like you're playing
And it's
very
not
well.
even like
I'm surprised ain't nobody picking your game apart.
I mean, I play legit. I do everything legit.
Except that one timeout that you did.
Yeah, except me calling timeout during when somebody else had the ball on offense. That's a wild rule too. But hey, that's what I did wrong. You're right. Y'all caught me.
But it happened.
Okay, it
I'm
happened.
about to break all
All right,
kind of
it
rules
happened.
on
It happened.
But it's like, yeah, I'm a fan. I ain't gonna lie though. Y'all remember we had this conversation around week 2, week 3, and it kind of was like the same kind of result. We was like, well, if they do that, then they're stupid. They're gonna get beat. And we were talking about it. It was like it was complete matchup defense and matchup defense questions. Like, okay, if I'm coming out here in the 4 wide and you're in the 3-4 sending blitzes at me, yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I'll have a receiver open because a linebacker can't check him. This, that, and the third. But what if I have somebody? All it takes for me to do is to send an exotic blitz out of the exotic zone or some whatever, and I'm in some sort of zone, and you make the wrong read, and okay. And it's like it shouldn't be allowed because, like I say, when you sending them 3-4 blitzes, them boys coming. Them boys is coming. And it's like, all right, it's not really. I think the only time defense shouldn't matter, you can play whatever defense you want, is when you're in 5 yards and under, because you're not going to spread me out when we're on the 5-yard line and then you hand the damn ball off.
Exactly.
Trying to
so
beat
this
me.
is why I said I put up a thing up there, suggestion box with a big ass picture. Post your stuff, and we're gonna make the switch. We're gonna make the switch, okay? But it doesn't have to be curse a person out and attack their gameplay. That's
we should be able to conversate like men. That's all.
And then cursing and then bouncing out. Okay, that's baby shit to me. I'm just saying, honestly, guys, there's some people that are calling me about this league that you guys. Why do you think I went to Philadelphia? Somebody got in touch with me through what was being done online. I went to Philadelphia yesterday and I talked to this guy. We want to set something up where the Super Bowl's played there. I'm serious. He's trying to think, huh?
What you mean by?
Because we advertise them. We're going to advertise them, and then the Super Bowl, like they will get a link and play the game there too. But we're going to advertise them to get people to come there and be a part of the facility. Well, you think I'm flying y'all out here and shit? You crazy? No, but people
I rather play. I don't like playing side by side.
No. I ain't got no time for that side by side stuff.
Yeah.
But no, that's not what it is. They'll take the link and they'll post it up and put it on and have a big event there. But they also want to talk to me about running a Madden league, a Madden tournament there. So it was a really interesting day yesterday. I had fun. But we can't be doing this. Like we can't. You got to be able to have arguments, good arguments, without the other stuff. Like I'm listening to every one of you guys, and I have some solid people here tell me the same thing. And the way you guys are presenting it to me, I like it. But the way he's presenting it to me, that's the New York stuff. I still like the dude. It's just, in order to have a voice, you have to be a part of something. If you're only a part of it when you see stuff, it doesn't work out. You can't just show up and then put your foot in something and then, that's the way I'm looking at it. I really want to keep the Giants bad in that division, but I'm listening to you guys. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? So I don't ignore everything.
So who's planning on taking the Giants?
I have a very, very good user.
But okay, so
But my problem is, and this is my biggest problem, I don't like having guys who run leagues.
Okay.
He runs the league.
That I don't know.
Oh.
Right. The thing with the Giants too is this right here. I think personally, like, if he would if he would at least had a little bit of remorse about what he did.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, man.
He's
got
like,
angry.
fuck it, I did it. Yeah, it's what's up.
Listen, we have a really, really good player that, and this is the thing. When people make mistakes, what do? We try to get them back on track, right? He made his first mistake in the league, one major mistake. Do we just
like bad part?
Yeah, do we just kick him? Do we just kick him to the curb, or do we help him? Josh Gordon made so many mistakes, and they just keep trying. This guy made one mistake, major mistake.
I'm gonna tell you, with him,
there's got to be a solution to this problem with this.
Yeah, I think the solution is you 24.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Because at the end of the day, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, he's breaking
24 because
you're breaking up. I'm thinking you're saying that he's got to stay out until 24. But here's the problem with that. I get a guy that comes in, plays his games, does what he wants. I can't kick the dude off the Giants because he's coming back. So it's either we fix the problem with this young man now. Okay, we fixed the problem with him now because he is a solid player. Why did you quit? We can't figure that out.
Hey,
right,
hey man.
For sequels, I can't hear somebody.
I'm not talking right now.
All right, here, I'll tell you who it is.
Hey.
I don't think it's anything to figure out. I think he quit because he was he didn't like what was going on.
True. That's what it boils down to.
Okay, so all right. So us as older guys, how do we teach? How do we teach this dude? Because he's a solid user. He makes the league good. He makes it competitive. But how do we teach him? I mean, we just can't. We don't kick him to the curb. We teach him. He made a mistake.
He loses his team.
Okay, he loses his team.
So he got.
You know what? Here we go.
I thought about. I tell you, I'm gonna listen to you, and I'm gonna tell you what I thought.
I'm gonna give you a real one that's gonna cut deep. Here we go. If you don't want him to lose his team, he loses his first round draft pick to the weakest team in the league.
I had something even better, and not.
Don't make him pay no money, nothing like that. You lose your first round draft pick, and you're on probation, to where if you ever do that again, you can forget about it.
You man.
Listen, and here's another one. I feel like Daniel Jones should be suspended for 6 weeks, right? And he can't pick up a quarterback. He got to use his backup quarterback that he got now. And then,
I'm about to say he didn't even re-sign Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones a free agent. He finna let him go.
Hey, the question is though, you got to get with Kareem.
Yeah, I know that, man. I know that, but I want them to also be like mentors to the kid. Like, okay, man, look, you're a football player in real life. This is not how we should be doing. Like, this is his first time, and it's messed up because it was a playoff game. Like, who are you? Who are you to think that you can come in here, play a damn game, and when you lose, as many people you beat, and just quit? I don't even have.
That's not cool. Yeah, because especially in the middle, right? Like you right in the middle of the playoff game, you messing up that man XP, all that stuff. You're not inconsiderate. You didn't consider the Lions' time. That's just crazy that he did that. And then after you did it, you didn't give a shit.
I know.
You didn't give a shit.
I mean, what team? Like I'm saying, because they don't want him back in that.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. We know that.
Okay.
But what are we supposed to be? Who are we?
So,
Who are we?
But I get you saying, but
I know something fun. I know something fun you can do. I know something fun.
You got a team that's coming up. I think with the Texans, because Doodoo going to the Bengals, right?
And if Julio didn't quit,
I think you put Julio on the Giants and give the Texans.
No, because he got a lot of draft. He get a good draft pick.
Well, I mean,
Here we go. I tell you, what you do is this: you take that draft pick, you take the bottom 5 teams in the league, and you do a shuffle, and whoever wins that draft pick. That's what I do.
Let's give him to the Dolphins. He needed more than anybody.
His team stacked. He need to get kicked too.
The Dolphins still to try to get a quarterback.
Musa, is this something new or this is something that we put up?
What?
He found the one rule that we have. With the big nickel, showing what you can use.
Oh yeah, what you can use on each exactly. And the big nickel is the universal. It can be used on tight formations or wide spread, whatever. But
So
I think,
Musa, this is the question I have for you. What you just sent me, this is what everybody should be going by. That's the next question. All I need is a yes or a no. All right, so I'll send it to you guys and you guys look at it.
All right, what's the difference between a big nickel and a nickel?
The person. Strong safety.
Personnel, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. It's just one thing. Look, you could turn around and put all linemen on. You can turn around and put all D tackles across it. You could turn around and put. You could take a DN and put in the middle. You could take a DN and put on the outside. It's just how you whatever you want to do.
No, come I'm saying it's showing big nickel here. Then it's saying the regular nickel is considered a rule break.
Yeah, no, and this is what I don't understand. Like, some of it doesn't make sense to me. Like, so you're gonna have somebody like who has a really really good tight end. San Francisco got a great tight end. You're sitting there trying to cover that dude.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
You
gotta
got
use common sense though to this.
The Ravens got a good tight end.
Yeah, the Ravens got a good one. Jacksonville. I mean, you look at Ingram. You can't guard Ingram with a linebacker. It's a linebacker like a 92 speed.
Yeah, you gotta have Devin Bush.
And that's what I want you guys to think about when you guys are saying this stuff.
I agree, but it's like that's why it's called mismatches in football. That's why it's only 5 or 6 tight ends out of 32 teams that have a dominant situation where linebackers can't check them, just like real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's part of the personnel that you got to deal with. Like, dang, okay, I know I'm gonna have a hard time doing it.
How do you fix that right there? Because
you got to put some more extra coverage on them. You probably got to take away the underneath routes until your man who's checking them can recover himself out. And then it's adjustments. But what you can't do is you can't just come out of any defense you want just because it's like, man, that's not working for me. Because then, like I say, it just all boils down to it's not matchup defense. That's all.
Well,
nickels, like I say, I think all the nickels are universal. That's the only defense that can save people. You can play pass or run on nickels. That's what I agree with that. All the nickels, because it's nickel. That's what it's for in real life. It can check the run and the pass. So
why can't we use it? Why
you can?
I know you can.
Well, you can use big nickel, but you can't use regular nickel. That's what I'm saying.
But a regular nickel is just putting a strong safety there. That's it. You turned it back into a big nickel. You just turned it back into. Listen, you just turned it back into a big nickel. That's all you did.
Right. I think that's the only thing that should be switched. Like, instead of y'all just putting big nickel against tight packages, you should be able to just put nickel.
I said that. I've always said that you could do. At first, it was big nickel, but we just never changed it on the thing.
Yeah, it's any nickel you want.
Reggie, he don't even got nickel in this package.
Yeah, I got nickel, but I ain't got big nickel. So
but it don't. That's what I was like, yo, man. Listen,
nickel. I think nickel. I don't think you should be able to do is when people are playing tight form. When you got somebody in the spread formation and you coming out in pure run defenses and stuff like that. It's like, what are we doing?
Because a lot of people run that play action, and you come in a 4-3, you already messed up. They got some good tight ends.
You done. So like I stand a nickel on when they do that thing where they got good tight ends, because it helps me out. That's the only thing I got to cover them.
And listen, but if somebody in that 4-3 and you in a spread formation, you do a play action. By the time you do that play action and hand that ball off, that linebacker sitting there talking to you because he's listening around the line. It's like because we can't cut the play action, so it's like you got to go through with the whole progression of that play action, and I guarantee that linebacker gonna be handing that ball off for you.
Yeah,
he's gonna be there to talk to you about it too.
I'm looking at the draft right now. So what me and the 49ers gonna do? I'm just gonna trade him my picks for his picks for not this my last year next year picks, but this year picks. So it won't be no cap space messed up.
At the end of the day, the guy has a point. I just feel there's a time and a place for some of the words that's being used. And I'm still sold that the nickel could be used. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, I think so. No, I agree with the nickel. The nickel. It's not a 3-4.
Not the 3-4.
Three wide receivers. If 3 wide receivers are better on the field, you cannot be in a 4-3
you're
or
talking you're talking the X receiver being a wide receiver, the slot receiver.
Three wide receivers, yeah.
And the other receiver on. Now, what if there's a tight end and then you have one on the outside, which is the Z receiver, the X and the Z?
It's gonna show you on the personnel though whether he's coming out in 3 wide receivers or 2 wide, because your tight end could be lined up in the slot, and
you still messed up then.
Nah, but it's still gonna show you 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 running backs. Yeah, it's still gonna show you that. It's only gonna say 3 wide receivers when you got 3 of them out there. Anytime your opponent's in the 3 wide receiver set or better, you can't come out and run defenses.
Well, before the next season starts, we're gonna break that down really clear. You cannot run 3-4 when you have 4 receivers. Period. Anybody have a problem with that?
I say 3 receivers.
Yeah, 3 receivers.
Yeah, 3 receivers are better. Yeah, when it's 3 receivers are better, you got to get in a nickel at least. That's what the nickel's for. That's why they got the slot cornerback for the 3rd receiver.
Right.
That's why they make it.
And then when we have, you can run the nickel, but what Julio's saying is they're going to keep putting the safety there and have all kinds of interceptions.
Well, you can only put the safety there if he's a strong safety, correct?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. So, I mean, if you have a good strong safety who can get interceptions, then the offense needs to stay away from him.
That's pretty much it.
That's it. We got to make at the end of the day, it's everybody's team is different. They're gonna have strong parts and weak parts. You have to adjust and it's a chess match. You got to, he does this, you do that. He does this, you do that. As long as everything's within the rules, that's cool. Just like for instance, the Chargers got both of his strong safeties playing linebackers on his what you call it, when he's in a nickel or he's in a dime or whatever. They're playing his subs because he wants to take away all the running back routes and he wants to take away the underneath and everything like that. Watch how I counter that today.
You reading the depth chart, boy. I see you.
Hey, listen, I know everything about you.
hey, I've been paying attention to you, Pucko. It's gonna be a great fucking game, dude.
I'm gonna tell you what. And it's like people are doing it. He got Derwin James at that sub spot, but watch what I do to him.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a situation where you have to make adjustments. It's legal what he's doing, and it's going to be hard to get around. But at the end of the day, you got to counter that. Because guess what?
I'm doing this for you because of Mark Andrews. Because I know I got to put somebody there for Andrews.
But see, once I line you up in that, I'm gonna give you a little hint. Once I line you up in that, you're done on the run. Derwin James got a 65 block shed and Adderley next to him. He's terrible. Them boys ain't gonna. No, Adderley at the strong safety. You got the other boy playing.
Yeah, I got the boy you gave me, Chuck Clark down there.
Yeah, Clark playing the other one, and it's like none of them can block shed. So once I put hands on them, what they gonna do then? See, it's you got to make adjustments, y'all. It can't be just you got to play it how I want you to play it. Nah, people could do certain things, and when they make those adjustments, you make adjustments. That's what the game is about. So we're gonna see how I handle that.
One question: where is Joe?
Joe gone.
He hasn't said one thing in the chat today. Man,
Check
win or
on,
lose, bro. Where you at? I don't see no flyer. I don't see
check on him,
nothing.
man. You know, he probably
This
feel like
man,
he let
We need
everybody
a
down.
wellness check.
this man Foster crazy as hell.
We need a
Check on
wellness
him, man.
check.
Check on him, man. Send him a message. Make sure he's straight. You know that game meant a lot to him yesterday.
It's
So
just a game, brother. You gotta bounce back.
yeah, you know. But he felt like he probably let everybody down, so he might be in a flunk. Who knows? Talk to him though. He'll be all right. We got about 2 hours till I get up in these charges.
Man,
No,
I'm
you
ready
got an
now, but
hour
we
and
gotta
15
wait.
minutes.
I'm ready now. Y'all
You got
making
an
me
hour
wait.
50. You gotta be here 15 minutes early, man.
Hour and 45 minutes then, right?
Hour
Because
and
it's 11
45
o'clock.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah. I'm over here picking up fish right now, so that's why I couldn't go early like this because I'm over here picking up fish from the dock.
Fish.
It's okay.
Yeah, fish from the dock. Flounders. You like flounders? Big flounders. They about big as your whole chest.
Yeah, send some of them down my way.
Well, we're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut this stream. It always gets heated sometimes. Sometimes people can't express themselves without the F-bombs, but it is what it is. He makes the valid point. I just need to see because nobody ever does that to me. Nobody ever does it to me. Now, when I go play the head-to-head and I see them in 3-4, I'm like, okay, here we go. This is perfect. You know, somebody's going to be open. I don't care. The nickel will stay. You just got to put a strong safety in that nickel spot, period. Against the tight formation. So that is one thing that we're going to switch up. I'm switching that up. And then I already said I would switch this up a long time ago. We just didn't put it on paper.
So hold on, quick second. All right. So if you already got a strong safety in that nickel already, you ain't got to worry about changing anything.
No.
Right.
Okay. So it don't matter to me because I already got a strong safety in my.
You're playing it like a big nickel anyway. That's what you're doing.
Okay. All right, cool.
I got one question though. Can cornerbacks play safety?
A cornerback can play safety if he's 29 years or older.
29 years or older. Okay. Got you.
If he ain't already a safety, right?
And you're talking free safety.
Free safety. Okay.
Yep, free safety.
If he's 29 years old.
Free safety. He's 29 years or older.
Got you. How old is Mike Davis, Charger?
Who?
How old is Davis?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I had to look.
I'm gonna go look now. I saw him at your safety.
Look at you. Look at you.
Hey. I saw that 6'2" stuff back there, all that coverage. I'm gonna run him over too.
It sounds good. It sounds so good.
Listen, I did a sweep through you last night and I went straight to sleep. I said, yeah, I got this in the bag.
Yeah, that's what I want to.